Hey everybody, it's me Ryan here, and today we are going to talk about the DJI Osmo Mobile 2. So this is a recent product released by DJI, and it's a really good product for your phone if you want really good stabilized videos, somewhat like this. The things that the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 comes with when you first get it out of the box is there's one foam case. So inside this foam case you'll find the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 over here. You also will find this USB cable that comes with it with a DJI logo at the bottom. And you also get instructional manuals that I've taken out of the box already. So over here is the Osmo Mobile 2. Extremely light, it's almost all made of plastic with a bit of metal over here. A USB port at the back to charge your phone. Over here you have a zoom toggle for your phone when it's connected through Bluetooth. Over here you have a gimbal up, down, left, right. Record or take pictures, and you also have over here different modes, and if you press and hold this turns on the gimbal, but since there's nothing on the gimbal over here, it's just gonna go to device error. There we go, device error. So yeah, that's device error if you're curious. There'll be a yellow light flashing over here and the gimbal will stop working. So this is some technical information about the gimbal. For the gimbal, you have a max load of 202 grams, that's for your phone. Okay, to put your phone in the gimbal, all you need to do is take your phone, push down on this tab over here, and pull up here. So now it anchors itself. But then, once you do so, you need to balance the gimbal over here. By releasing this thing, this latch here at the back, you can pull this arm forward and backwards. Like this. You can push it forward, and you can push it backwards. So now what you want to do with this is, alright, you want to find a point where this starts to stay somewhat in the center position over here without much force. See, now it's a bit tilted to this side, so I'm going to have to extend the length a bit. Oh, that's a bit too much, so I need to shorten. Push the center of gravity towards the center. And now you can see, without the gimbal being on, you can see that it's in the center. So this is when you are ready to turn it on. But first, lock it in place. So you lock it over here by tightening this, and there you go. Now it's tight right back there. Now you can turn on the gimbal. Occasionally it does make some weird noise. Tell you guys a bit about the technical specification, as now you've got it set up. And now you need to know how far and how much movement can this thing take. Okay, this gimbal can take a load of 202 grams on the weight of your phone. If your phone is heavier than that, it tends to glitch out a bit. For controllable ranges, it has a pan of 160 degrees plus minus, which is what I'm doing over here, until it comes to this stopper. And it also has a tilt of plus minus 155 degrees. Just what I'm doing here. It has a tilt of plus minus 170, which is what it's able to do. It has a controllable speed of 120 degrees per second. And inside here, in this holder, you have a 2600 mAh battery that can't be removed, and it can power this thing for 15 hours. So now, let's try to get back into usability of this product. So the way you can communicate to this and update its firmware is through the Bluetooth that this thing emits. All you need to do is unlock your phone, download the DJI Go app, not the DJI Go 4 app that's for the Phantom 4s and Spark. You only want to download the one for Phantom 3s and Inspire 1. Once you go in there, you will need to connect this two through Bluetooth. So now just go in and the app will automatically bring you to that app, to the right page. So now it says ready for a tutorial. Nah, I don't need. I've already. Whatever, it's a bit glitchy still, the app. Continue. Oh, you can see, yeah, the app tends to glitch out a bit at the moment. You can see over here, the app is continuously getting updates still, as this is not the final firmware. Just a quick reminder, if this thing is not well balanced as I've shown at the start of the video, if it's not balanced, the rear motors will get hot, which is this one at the back. This one here will get really hot, and this one here might get hot too. So you always want to make sure that it's really well balanced so that you don't damage the motors. In the app, you can use this one here to adjust your gimbal. Here is pitch lock. As you can see, the app is a bit buggy. Here is pitch lock, so now it will always hold this pitch no matter what you do. As you can see, I'm pushing it down, it's still holding that same pitch. Only when I adjust it, then it moves. See, let's say if I'm looking at that box over there, It's gonna try to sustain it in a controllable range. So it's gonna try to stay at the same pitch no matter what you do. Yes, occasionally you get to hear the motor noise. And going to C modes, you can do a walking or a sport when you're moving. Over here is where you can do some really cool effects. You can go over here and go into manual time lapse. And what you do is that let's say you want to move this camera from here. Let's say you want to look at from this little box over here. You select this object. Then now you go to another position. Let's say I want to have this part, and then I hit it. And now once it starts doing a time lapse, and this thing starts moving really slowly towards that area. So it's like those type of YouTube videos where you could see the camera's turning, even though it's a really fast time lapse, and you could see the camera still moving slowly. You could do that through editing, but having it done in real life actually doesn't degrade your video quality, so you have full quality over here. The only downside to this is that I don't really like it how the DJI app doesn't allow you to record in 4K. It only allows you to record in 1080p, which is a bit of a downside. I wish it would have 4K, but you can always have your light on over here. Here's the exposure. You can tap anywhere for exposure. You can have your light on or off, but it's off now because my phone is out of battery. Over here is for you to switch modes, or you can just press the recording button right here. As soon as you press the recording, it will start flashing red, and you can see a battery here. And it tends to glitch out less when it's recording because it's trying to keep the video as smooth as possible. Over here you can see your recording type of size. What type of format are you recording in? Right now we're recording 1080p. And here's the mic input. So now I'm going to talk a bit more about this product. So over here you have a sandpaper finish. It feels like a sandpaper, but when your hands are a bit like sweaty, it doesn't feel like a sandpaper. But when your hands are really dry, it does feel like sandpaper, and it's really good. It's really grip, so they can get a firm grip and not drop this thing. Other than that, it's fully made of plastic. You can see all this are plastic over here. Only you have a metal USB port at the back. Then I wouldn't recommend you to actually use the charging port here because it's small 2600 mAh battery won't really charge your phone much. This should be only used in a really dire situation where you really have no other power source and you need to film something. This is the last resource you should be using. I also like the fact that this tool over here, as you can see, inside here is rubber, so it doesn't scratch the side of your phone, which is really nice when DJI thought of it. Good job. Over here you can see the zoom function actually works. I'm going to push up here, and you can see this is back. Now I'm going to push down, which is towards T. You can see over here. And it starts to zoom in. Pretty cool. So you can get really smooth zooms without having those in your phone camera here where it's like really jerky zoom. You could also use this without your DJI Go app. So let's say you want to record in 1080p 60 frames a second, you can still do it here. Just that you're unable to use this recording button. This doesn't work when you're trying to use your phone's camera app. This doesn't really work, and the zoom doesn't really work either. So you're just left with the camera itself. I use it in this mode when I want to have slow motions, so I just set the frame rate to 60 frames a second, then I can half it to 30 frames a second. I know some of you guys will be asking me right now, what's the point of having a gimbal when, let's say if you have a drone and then you can just use the drone as a gimbal? Yes, I would agree that would work sometimes, but unless you really want to use that in public. So now I'm going to tell you guys that the DJI Osmo Mobile 2 is a good tool if you're going to use it for videography or any other type of work that requires really stable shots, or do some really cool time lapse at night. But there's some limitations to this thing. You can't really screw on the camera, and if you want to put it with your GoPro, you need to buy a mount cheaper than the Osmo, which is the one with the camera on it. But that's a whole different type of product. This one is just the one that you can use your phone. But the cool thing is, as technology improves, the phone camera also improves, and then eventually if let's say you get a better phone, you can still use the same gimbal and get that better camera on it. Whereas for other Osmos, like the ones with the cameras, you can't really upgrade that in the future. And if let's say that camera drops or something, and let's say that camera is damaged, that's it, there goes your gimbal. But this one, the Osmo Mobile, all you need to do is swap another phone in, or if let's say you want a better battery, you get a phone, good battery, good camera, and boom, there you go, you have a new rig that you can use. I really recommend it. If you guys want to buy it, I'll link it down in the description down below. If you guys like this style of videos, leave a like, subscribe, share, comment down below, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.